Hello everybody, my name is Mason from Cyclone MMA, and today we're going to be ranking the UFC commentators. We got a tier list here, we got some commentators, starting off with the controversial Joe Rogan. He's in the news lately, huh? I think he is good. I think he does, in fact, I have to put him at great. I don't think he's as good now, but I think his overall status throughout the sport puts him as great. It's one of those things where you look at Anderson Silva and he is a great fighter, but he's on a huge losing streak MMA wise right now, and he had some crazy losses. But you can't, take away what he did do for the sport. A lot of people don't like him now, but he brought a lot of eyes to the sport, and he has some, iconic calls. So I'm putting him at great. Dan Hardy is, it's hard. I want to put him great, but I think I'm going to put him good. He has really, really good analysis. He's more serious than Rogan. He, was a fighter. He was a very good fighter. So he brings a lot of that, MMA IQ stuff. He's no longer with the UFC, but he still is, relevant in the sport. Still is a great MMA mind, so he gets put at the good standard. Next, there's Bisping. He's decent. I like him. All of these guys are good. I like all of these dudes. He's just not quite there, I don't think. Sometimes it does seem like he's a little bored with his job. I don't get me wrong. I love Bisping, okay? He's very funny, and he calls it like it is. He's not afraid to tell someone that they lost a fight if the judges give it to them and he doesn't think they deserved it. He will let the audience know, and he'll let that fighter know. But, Bisping's decent. I enjoy watching him. DC, I don't think he's bad. I love DC. I like having him in my trio. I know I have Dan Hardy over him. I'd rather watch DC than Dan Hardy. I think Dan Hardy's better at the job. I think DC's just a fun person, and I enjoy his personality. He brings, a lightheartedness. He brings lightheartedness to the commentary team, and he brings some good insight as well. He just doesn't do his homework. Right, Dominic Cruz? He just doesn't do his homework. Speaking of Dominic Cruz, he's close to good. He's going there decent with DC. So maybe you should do your homework, Dominic Cruz. Just kidding. Don't beat me up. Cruz does a good job. Sometimes, he is a very, very intelligent fighter, and he was one of the most, high IQ fighters, still is. But then there's times where he's talking about, McGregor trying to tire out Khabib by getting wailed on the ground. There are some slip-ups like that I think puts him in the decent category. I think all these guys are good. I think all these guys are qualified, but he's just not quite there in the good category in my book. Paul Felder. He's decent. Again, he's got both of it. He's got the lightheartedness, he's got the funniness, and he's got the analysis as well. He's a very smart fighter. He doesn't, all of these fighters, they just are kind of right there. They're fighters first, commentators second. So I think that's kind of why I have him in the decent. Now, John Gooden, I actually really like. I'm putting him in good. I wish the UFC used John Gooden more. He is a very likable dude. He's very professional. He speaks very well. He's got great analysis. I heard him in a podcast it was UFC Uncensored with Matt Serra and that other guy, Joe something. Sorry, I forget his name. But that made me just instantly love John Gooden, because he was just great. He does have a little bit of experience in MMA and jiu-jitsu. I think he's like a purple belt. He's had a few amateur MMA fights, but it's more of just his demeanor and the way he's able to call fights, the way he's able to break it down. I think he does a great job, and he's a great speaker, and I enjoy watching him, whenever he does cover a UFC event. Next, we have Brendan Fitzgerald. He's decent. He plays the part. He does a good job. He doesn't, I don't think, have quite the analysis that John Gooden has, so I don't think he can jump to that good category. But I think he does a good job. Really, this decent category should be good. The good category should be great, and then the great category should be like legends, because John Anik is a legend. He's the number one. Some people hate on John Anik, and I think he's great For me, he's the voice I'm waiting to hear. Like if Bisping and DC and Rogan can't be there, that's the guy I want to hear. I want to hear John, or not even. I want to hear him regardless. Every event, I want to hear Jon Anik. There's something about his voice to me that is the UFC when I watch. It's no longer Rogan. It's Jon Anik. He gets me hyped up. I believe that he is a huge fan of this sport and loves watching each and every fight. I'm just totally sold by Jon Anik. That's just a personal opinion. Maybe you guys disagree with it. You can let me know your UFC commentators list in the comment section below. Tell me what you would put in these different sections. I don't think anyone's bad or awful. I enjoy all the commentators. But yeah, that's what I got. What do you want to see next for, a video of this type with like the green screen background? Do you want to see more UFC quizzes? Do you want to see more tier list stuff? Do you want to see some rankings? What do you want? Let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe. Peace. More videos coming soon.
Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson.
Amanda.
Duh.
Next we got Artem Lobov. We're going to stick him right up at S tier. Just kidding.